the 11 to 15 big blind, I didn't make separate slides for each one, and I'm not going to go through each one because basically nothing much changes. So if you look here, I'm not changing really anything that you're doing in this category, and except for on the 3-bet bluffing perspective. And what I'm saying by 3-bet bluffing is, I think sometimes in some cases you can jam bluff into some players, because if a player opens to 2.2 big blinds and they're in a spot where they're literally raising, let's say 30% of their range, then you can probably jam profitably pretty much any 2 cards or most hands into these raises and get them to fold, and it's not a bad play. But the issue is that I want to make sure that people understand. My thing is, I don't like getting my chips in bad, and so when I have 11 to 15 big blinds, I prefer to wait for a spot where I can reasonably be ahead. So for example, it used to be, I can remember people saying, well, you know, there was a raise and a call and you had ace-jack or ace-10, you basically had to shove. Well, the thing is, in those spots, if it's a tight player raising and a tight player calling, and you have no squeeze potential, like it's just not enough to impact the players, you're really jamming a hand like ace-10 or ace-jack. They're not typically going to even have ace-jack there because they're tight and they fold hands like ace-jack. Yeah, there's a possibility they could have king-queen, but most of their range either you're flipping with or whatever. So I would rather wait and shove a hand like ace-2 into a small blind versus big blind raise, or open shove a hand, you know, like from the button, like, you know, king-10 suited or something like that. And I have to say, I probably should have said it before, but I definitely don't feel like I play the same way. I think there's a lot of regulars that probably don't agree with my style of playing. However, I honestly feel like, you know, the 10 to 25 big blind part of my game is probably the best part of my game. So I'm not trying to say they're wrong per se. I don't necessarily know if there's a right or wrong. I just know what I do, and I know what works for me. So, you know, you're free to not take my advice, but this is how I feel is the right way to play, and I feel that I play. I know it's not the conventional line. I think that a lot of people play differently. So I think really, like stuff like, you know, for example, blind stealing from late position. I don't think you can blind steal from late position with 11 to 15 big blinds, because I think that it's wrong to just open and then fold anything. If you're going to open with 11 to 15 big blinds, you should pretty much always be calling off your stack.